Got 2 milks. That thing, it looks like a toy.
Not doing bad. We got 9 here so far.
Ow, ow, okay. Yeah, see, this is what they do. All right, I'm up in the mountains. It's like April 29th, about 56 degrees. I'm up here a little late because frankly, I tweaked my back and I don't know how much flipping I'm gonna get done, but we'll see what we can pull off. It's gonna be a slow moving day because I'm dying. And I probably shouldn't be doing this, but it's my identity, quite frankly. So let's get after it and start flipping some rocks. Not exactly what you hope to see at your favorite spot. I guess they're managing this land properly, at least I hope so. This is like a local reserve, but this is one of my favorite places for fossorials. And I'm going for 70. I could get it here with a red belly and a smooth green. Red bellies I know I'm gonna come across at least sometime in the next few weeks. Greens, they're the gem up here in the Poconos that are a little tougher to find sometimes. Then you have your like 9 green days sometimes. So it remains to be seen if I'm too early because there's like nothing on the trees here yet. It's still like early spring here. Not exactly how I wanted to find the first snake of the day. It's a big dead water snake. I don't know if somebody killed it. I mean, maybe it was an accident. Looks like it was maybe hit. Beautiful pattern. What a shame. So I never ignore like these little rocks. Oh, this is probably a little too real. Like, you know, the snake will be moving along, and you got to remember there are bays here. Like this rock, see these like on the, well, it's not too many here. Like these edge rocks are like perfect. There's not many. Ants. Oh, wow. There we go. That's snake species number 69. Smooth green snake. First live snake of the day. Is that thing pretty or what? These are pretty harmless. That thing, it looks like a toy. It looks like he has a little sore on his chin that needs to shed off. Nice. All right. Oh, that's 69. Let's see what number 70 is going to be. So I like the look along these rocks when maybe see a live water snake out. Sorry. Oh, moving slow with my back. Love like this. I mean, you saw what just happened with that green, right? Nothing this time, but these are totally worth checking out. A lot of times the sun's hitting this, so we should get that water snake out either now or maybe on the way back. I don't want to spend too much time here because I kind of already got my main target. And I'd like to give myself a shot more at hogs. But we'll see if we can knock off red bellies real quick and get the species 70 and get that out of the way. There's some tree swallow boxes here. It's very pretty birds. Like a turquoise metallic blue in the sun. Okay, so like see these on these hills, like these just have me salivating. Now, depending on sun angle and stuff, you gotta persevere because I mean, all the snakes might be on the other side of this hill where it's in a separate angle. Because you don't know what happened last night or what kind of rocks the snakes are choosing. I used to not waste my time with this, but these are great. Like you just got to work through these jumbles because there will be small snakes in them. Okay, so this is not live. So I'm looking at this, I'm like, who the freak flipped this? I mean, it could be a bear, I guess, but like, and just left this there. So I go to put it back and lo and behold, we have a green. Uh-oh, this is how you lose them. You have a green in shed. That's pretty crazy, to be honest. So a little bit more about these greens. They love to eat spiders, kind of like the rough greens that'll, crawl around the briars and look for insects. So one of the best tips I can give on finding these is go to the most natural areas you can. I like to have a water feature nearby because parks and stuff like that might use like insecticides and kill off the insects, and then the snakes are going to move to where the food is. So don't waste your time in places like that if this is your target. Look at that little face. This guy's had a little bit of a life, a little beat up. So in a rare case that I won't put a rock back because this snake obviously liked it, I'm gonna leave it where it is and hopefully guide this guy back to where I got him because he obviously liked that spot. Well, maybe I'll just find a new rock. But I like this, and he probably liked this because of that moisture. He was right in that pocket, and he's in shed, so he's probably using that moisture to work on his skin. So let's go see. It's funny, we got 2 greens and nothing else here. I think I'm gonna move on because the bugs here are really bad. Got what I came for. See if we can go get one of the other targets like a hog or something, or some bigger snakes laying out as it warms up for the day. This does nothing for the video now, but this exact spot. One time, like 9 years ago, I had 3 smooth green snakes on the crawl and caught all 3 of them within 5 minutes. I don't know what the conditions were that made that good that day, but nothing like that has happened since. All right. Look at this cute little water snake. This one was definitely born last year. Look at that tail. You can see the size of that tail right there. See how it goes from flat, because he's flattening his body to look more, you know, scary to me, to the tail. So I would assume this is a male because of the length of that tail. Unfortunately, these guys get a lot of hate because they're common, because they're bitey, because they're stinky. But like, some of these guys can be red. Like you saw that dead one, that was reddish. Like, it's a shame. Try not to take these guys for granted. We're gonna kind of slide him right back under his rock from whence he came. There we go. Piles like this are money for like little milk snakes, ringnecks, anything really. But when I look at this, I think milk snake, like that's what I want to get out of it. I didn't want to touch this and it crapped all over me. But just as I said, right by this pile of dog shit. Ringneck snake. Oh man. Well, thankfully I'm by water so I can at least wash my hands. Northern ringneck. This is usually the most common snake you're going to run into here in the mountains. Very cold. I'm surprised it's so defensive, but I'm just going to let that go. I'm putting him away from the pile of dog shit that somebody left here. Even though this smell will be with me the rest of the day, I'm going to go wash some of the stink off this hand. So I'm going to wash my hands in this water by the boat ramp. Sometimes you will see newts hanging. Oh, there's a newt. There we go. Red spotted newt right there. I thought it was a little fish, but yeah, sometimes I don't know if they come here and like warm up in the sun. I don't know that they need to do that as amphibians. Here's another one. If I get one close, I'll pull it out to show you. I'm not getting wet this early in the morning. Since we're all about tips, trips, and flips here, here's a tip. Use the dirt and rub it all over your hands when your hands stink from snake musk. Like, use it as like an exfoliating thing. That'll really help shed off a layer of skin and help with the smell process when you're eating your lunch later and wondering why it tastes like snake shit. So I can definitely tell it's early because with the amount of rocks I've flipped so far, I would have had like 20 ringnecks, a few red bellies, that sort of thing. So the snakes are coming slow, but hey, we got 2 greens. Very pretty redback. Look how red this guy is. I don't see him like this too often. Pretty nice. All right, so I'm gonna check like grassy edges. This is like my hope that a hognose will be snake number 70. Still somewhat early. It's like 66 degrees. The sun is shining. Maybe we'll find somebody laying out.
Here's a little baby ringneck, tiny. This is last year's hatchling. Look at my finger. He's tiny.
I love looking at like little rocky spots like this. Snakes can come out of any little cracks. You'll be laying in the grass above them, on them, heating up. Love peeking in cracks like this for maybe somebody who's just coming out. All this is good to flip, but quite honestly, my back needs a break. All right, so under this rock, we got 2 milks. This one's nice and fresh. Look at that head pattern. This one is a darker individual, but it's also in shed, so it's looking a little blurry. All right, so check out the head patterns.
definitely similar. Or maybe not siblings, maybe, I don't know. Definitely from the same gene pool. There we go. It's a good look. Eastern Milksnakes, adults. These are my first adults of the year, for Easterns anyway. Trying to pose this guy up. There we go, this is the better looking one. Look at that head. These guys are like my top three. I love these, Timbers, and Hognose. All right, so here's the other one. Probably just gonna get a quick look. I'm not actually sure that this is in shed. The eyes look clear. That didn't work. All right, we're gonna try and do this fast this time. I just think he's a darker individual. So you can see that eye looks pretty, that eye looks pretty clear. I just think it's a dark individual. I moved the milks. I'm about maybe 20 feet from where I flipped them, but I'm pretty sure the rock I flipped them, there's a crack in the ground, and that's probably where they're denned up for the year. So, I mean, I always release stuff where I get them, but I mean, it's super important now. You don't want to mess with them at all. You know, other than the stress I'm putting them through right now, which isn't perfect either, but like I call it the alien abduction routine. You know, take them, put them right back where you got them. They got some stories to tell their friends. So as promised, I'm gonna put them right back where I got them. So they were under this rock right here. Look at the bellies. So thank you for your time. And how satisfying is that? Good. There we go. So the thing about hogs, these areas, I just kind of like, I don't take the easiest path. I kind of work through, because if you step near them, like they could be like just in here and you'd never see them. They will hiss and give themselves away a lot of the time. So like they're like, let my leg brush up against the vegetation and that sort of thing. It's pretty neat. There he goes. Racer hanging out up on the tree. Well, the day is slowly piecing together. It's kind of like a slow burn for the mountains here, but hey, I'm pretty happy with the snakes so far. But we'll see, you know, see what the rest of the day brings. Usually can find sound. Oh, there you go. Shoot, hold on. All right, there we go. Oh, there's two. So we got a little F there, and F here. So those newts that were in the water earlier are the adult form of these. Now these are toxic, so you want to be careful. Wash your hands if you're going to handle them. But man, is that insane? The color on that? These are definitely taken way too much for granted. Skip by these, let's just see. Nothing under this one. See all this though? All worth going through. So it's another ringneck, but I didn't really want to grab it, but I figured I would, because you can see this is like a little more orange than the others, which were more yellow. All right, go ahead. Onto that rock. He'll work his way into the grass and then probably find his way back under this rock. Apparently red bellies are the hard snakes to find. Oh, I messed up. I didn't bring a hat. These gnats, I can deal with them on my arms and stuff, but they keep like going after the moisture in my eyes and like literally getting caught in my eyelashes. It's driving me mad. This is actually pretty neat. See, like these tent caterpillars, they are showing up just as the warblers are gonna start coming through. So it's like everything is timed perfectly. Disclaimer, it is smoking hot right here. Even though it's only in the 70s, like the sun's been hitting this. I'm not sure if I'm gonna find anything unless it's in a crack or in the shade. We have a baby here, or maybe it's an adult, and this guy's got a really messed up eye. Looks like there's a third one back there. Let's see if I can get, there is, it's not gonna show up, but there's another eye. So we have three right here. Timber rattlesnakes. I got a little too close to that small one. All right, let's see what else we can find. Really hoping to find a hog here. Timbers are not a problem. I love timber rattlesnakes, but they are not a problem. I can find them anywhere. So there's a fifth one in there somewhere. I dropped a rock and it started, I dropped a rock over there and it started rattling, but I don't see it. So I guess they're using this spot too. All right, here's number 6, just in case it ducks in. Yellow. That definitely needs a shed. Looking pretty dirty there, girl. All right, this is cool. So that's one. Now check this out. I looked under here. Gotta be really careful where I put my hands. Oh, that one looks pretty. So I'm trying to scan way out in front of me because there's way too many cracks for them to just see me and slither underneath. And I stepped right near one. Oh, he's under this rock right here. Not doing bad. We got 9 here so far. Okay, so those 2 are there, and I spot 10. See it right there? See if we can get closer without it going anywhere. There it goes. That does. Yep, that's why you always look ahead of you. So that is 10. We're in double digits. Oh, sorry, I'm missing the footage on these. They're warmed up and they're slinking under fast. All right, I spot 13. Looks like a pretty one. But as soon as I get closer, it's definitely gonna duck right in there. That's actually not bad. That's number 13. Here's 14. He's warmed up. All right. I still got some spots to check here. I'm gonna keep this rolling live just in case something's laying out somewhere and dives in. I don't know that anything dens over here, so it might take a little while for stuff to show up here. This is a little bit away from where I just was. Yeah, and I'm not seeing anybody here, but I found milks laying out here. I've seen hogs over here, so it's doesn't necessarily need to be a timber den per se. Okay, so I just came to a spot where if I can get number 70, it's either going to be a hognose or probably a copperhead. Not doing too bad today. Let's see, I got 2 watersnakes, 2 greens, 5 ringnecks, 14 timbers, 2 racers. Is that it? I think that's it. Hey, we got a black rat snake. What you doing on a trail, buddy? Alright, so I moved because there were some bikers coming. You wanted to go this way, so go ahead that way, buddy. There's a lot of these here. Look at this big racer. Big racer. You know where he is going. See, I love these creeks for wood turtles. I don't know if there's too much canopy here. I'm sure they were historically here. All I need is a wandering one to be happy. Alright. A nice sized garter down here. Just laying in the water. Probably looking for some frogs. Alright, so I think we have a migrant on the other side of this tree. Oh, there he goes, there he goes. Let's see. That might be a hermit thrush. Yep. It's cool, it's not even May yet, and we already got some migrants showing up. I love it. I'm actually a huge bird nerd. It came secondary. Herps have always been my #1 love, but I love migration. Listen, if you're watching this channel because you're into snakes or whatever, and you haven't dived into the world of birding yet, it is extremely fascinating. You're selling yourself short. I did it for way too long. I'd be like, effing birds. But it's incredible. It's challenging. There's so many to learn, and you can learn their songs and their calls, and it's a deep hole to dive down. But I would implore you to do it. Like, see this opening in the foundation? Or I'm sorry, in the canopy? This is perfect. And some of these rocks might actually be too high. We'll see how they feel. Really fast. Since I've seen 2 snakes on the crawl, I just want to look around and see if there's anything out and about first. I don't want to step on these rocks that I'm going to flip. I'm just looking to see if anybody is laying out. I have seen milks and racers laying out here before. Been flipping for a while. This is my first snake. Northern ringneck snake. See that beautiful yellow belly? We're close to an intergrade zone here, but this guy is not showing any of the intergrade, like the southern characteristics, which would be belly dots. You can see how that's like a pure yellow belly, or they'll have a broken ring. A lot of the southerns are a little oranger instead of this yellow. Stinky little guys, but they never bite. I just put him down and he'll just find a hole anywhere. And there he is, he's gone. Well, I found my friend. What are you doing, buddy? I found my friend that I found a few weeks ago, but this time he's in shed. I don't know what he's doing. So he's definitely not as pretty as he was, but he's healthy. Wonder if he's eating something and now he's ready to shed. But this is an eastern milk snake, and they are very neat looking here. See that immaculate white belly? I don't want to stress him out too much because he's in shed. He's not biting at all. We're gonna just let him go. Put him here. Yay. My friends. So somehow this little local park turned me up 4 species of snake in like a half hour. Pretty cool. Man, I just saw species number 5. Let's see if we can see its head poking out. Watersnake just dipped in here. All right, I'm gonna try and sneak in there and see if I can find it, because if I can get this on camera, that's actually pretty awesome to get 5 species at this place. Damn, I don't see it. For all I know, it could be all the way like down there by now. Yeah, there's, oh, I got it. There you go. So that's a water snake. He stayed there. I'm gonna get him out. Try not to get bit up too badly. Ow, okay. Yeah, see, this is what they do. Just, all right, chill, buddy. So this is, all right, you're okay. So this is a northern water snake. They're harmless. A lot of people be like, oh, it's a water moccasin, and they see how like they pull their heads back like that and they look like a viper. That's just a defense thing. I've had enough getting bit. Ow, okay. All right, dude. All right, we're just gonna let him go. No big deal. And they got a little anticoagulant in their saliva, so you bleed a little bit more than you should, but dude, like, watch. You know, no biggie.